It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Showtime! Geno Jones Showtime. So listen, I come to you live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Now, programming note from the very top. So, this week, live shows Monday, February 16th, Wednesday, February 18th, and Thursday, February 19th. So, no live show on Tuesday or Friday, this Friday. That's just for this week only, all right? So, but we're live and in living color right here on YouTube, the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody to subscribe to the channel. We're about 18 new subscribers away from becoming a YouTube partner. That means that my media company and my channel will get a check from YouTube, I believe it's every month. So thank you for your support. Spread the word. Call to action. Keep spreading the news. Group text, group chat, everything. Old school, get on the phone, call folks. Post on your social media platforms. Tell them to go subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. And like I said, got to go ahead and freak them algorithms. You know, they check on all that. So click on the like button that you see. Please click on the like button. Share this and every episode. You can share and tag on any social media platform. The Geno Jones Show brought to you by Mayor Shardell Murray, the town of Hollywood, South Carolina, and Murray's Mortuary. 3 locations here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area. Let's see what we got. We have Johns Island. We have Johns Island. We have North Charleston and Hollywood. So I was trying to do it alphabetically. So it will be Hollywood, South Carolina, Johns Island, South Carolina, and North Charleston, South Carolina. So thank you. Oh, by the way, the show is interactive. Everybody watching me live right now, jump in the chat room. As a matter of fact, big shout out. Thank you. Shout out, let me just step off camera here because the enemy is busy. Thanks, we got someone already in the chat room that said, we just like that episode, thank you. Like this and every episode, as a matter of fact, thank you to Dennis. Okay, well, all right, thank you. Everybody else watching, jump in that chat room right now. And I can shout you out on camera. And like everybody, be sure to okay, let's get that microphone straight there. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day weekend. But I say, listen, love is a verb. I know the dictionary says, Webster's or whatever dictionary you might be using, say, love is a noun. Actually, love is a verb. It's an action word. Show your love. Somebody you show them. And love them every day. Love them today the way you loved on them, if you loved on them. And if you didn't have anybody, love yourself. That's the most, so you got to start loving yourself. You can't love anybody else until you learn to love yourself. That's real talk. But love on whoever you loved on, even if it was just you. Give that love every day. Like the love on Christmas Day, make every day Christmas, make every day Valentine's Day. We can do that. So love on me 365. I mean, the holiday's nice, but I need that same energy. I need that same love. And I'm making an effort to give that same energy and that same love. So I encourage you to make that part of your constitution, your foundation, standing on business. Make it part of who you are. Standing on business to go ahead and give that love, whatever type of love it is, that same energy that you did for Valentine's Day, Christmas, birthdays, anniversaries, do it every day. All right, so big shout out, Valentine's weekend. Speaking of love, shout out to Fantasia and her husband, Kendall Taylor. Now, they've been married for 11 years. So apparently over the weekend, Fantasia had a show, I think it was Saturday night, Valentine's Day, and her husband, Kendall Taylor, came on stage, got on one knee, and formally proposed to Fantasia. Now, yes, I know you're saying, well, what? Wait, Geno, he proposed to her, and they've been married for 11 years. All right, I'm gonna make it make sense. Now, according to Fantasia and Kendall, her husband, so when they got married, they just like went to like City Hall and just got married. It wasn't no proposal because they hadn't known each other that long. I guess they were like, hey, let's get married. I could hear Al Green in the background. Let's get married. Let's get married today. So they took that advice. They pulled an Al Green and got married, like right there on the spot. No proposal. Wasn't a whole bunch of folks around. They said they really loved it. And they saved a lot of money. I could imagine 11 years ago, even though 11 years ago Fantasia had the money, but that's smart. Fantasia, save that money. Bunch of folks, half of them, and then, Fantasia, you being a celebrity, so, everybody will want to, man, Fantasia getting married. So folks that, feel that, part of that it crowd, I got to be at every event. So you have folks that were going to try to get in or got there that really barely knew her or really didn't care about her, give a shit about her or Kendall, just because it was an event to be at. So some folks, friends, family talked about you the whole time, but now you're having a wedding, they're going to come and eat. They're going to eat, get full and drunk. You get drunk and full, drunk off your alcohol and liquor, and full on your food, and then leave and talk about you. So she's like, you know what? Y'all gonna do that anyway. Why do I have to spend all this money and to get you all drunk and full of food to have you all do something that you're gonna do anyway? Probably been doing for a long time. So shout out to Fantasia and brother Kendall Taylor, formally proposed to his queen. That's really nice. Speaking of this weekend, big shout out to Miss Brandy Norwood, and pray for Ray J, because he's having some major health challenges, and he talked about, the doctor said he only had, weeks, months to live, and then a couple days after that, he posted something else on social media. There was a miracle cure, but then he was performing somewhere over the weekend, and you saw she took his shirt off, he had his heart monitor on, and some people said it looked like he had blood coming out of his eyes. I didn't see the blood. I did see pictures of the heart monitor. So just pray for the brother. Pray for him. Pray not just for his physical health, but pray for his mental health. I'm just saying, pray for whatever, whatever healing that the brother needs, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, pray for it. I digress. But Brandy is who we're talking about here today. But we want to acknowledge your brother. Brandy sung the national anthem at the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game on Sunday, with some young ladies called, I guess it was their own group. I don't know how Brandy got to know these young ladies. I got a feeling they've had to work together, because the harmony was so tight with Brandy, and I'm sure I know she rehearsed it and practiced it. So she sang the national anthem at the NBA All-Star game, and it was an amazing, beautiful rendition of the national anthem. So Brandy, shout out to you, because I still remember, for me, the most cold-blooded national anthem. Now Whitney probably had Whitney's rendition of the national anthem was the one that really hit your soul. I mean, Brandy and June's, and was it Jane? Let me get their name right. Brandy and what's the young lady's? June's Diary, the group. Brandy and June's Diary did a good job, but Whitney, when she sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl back in the 90s, oh my, that just touched your soul and your spirit. But man, the most cold-blooded, flyest, straight, old school pimp or die, just cool, the ultimate of cool, was Marvin Gaye, who sung the national anthem at the NBA All-Star game, ironically, in Los Angeles, way back in 1980, the 1984 NBA All-Star game. So it's something about, the All-Star game, when it comes to LA, even though it was a different arena, the Intuit Arena is where the home of the LA Clippers played. When Marvin Gaye sang the national anthem at the NBA All-Star game, It was in the fabulous Los Angeles, the fabulous home of the Los Angeles Lakers back in the day. Now, who owns it? Somebody else bought that building. I digress. It don't matter. But Marvin Gaye, if you haven't seen that, I know it's right here on YouTube. Just search after the show, search Marvin Gaye's rendition, Marvin Gaye singing the national anthem at the 1984 NBA All-Star Game. It is just, man, Marvin just cold, the most cold-blooded rendition, coolest version of the NBA, of the national anthem I've seen to date. So just had to shout out Brother Marvin Gaye on that one. So once again, shout out to everybody. I'm checking over there, see all my live viewers. Jump in my chat room. Please let me know who you are, who's watching, and where are you watching. And if you want me to give a shout out, Valentine's Day shout out, birthday shout out, whatever it is, jump in that chat room. The show, for everybody watching the show live, the show is interactive. That means you can talk to me in that chat room, and I can talk to you on camera. I'll read what you got posted in there. So, all right, so we talked about Fantasia, her husband getting on one knee, proposing to her at Fantasia's concert, Valentine's Day night, I would assume. Sunday, Brandy sung the national anthem at the NBA All-Star Game. And speaking of the NBA All-Star Game, guess who got the loudest cheers, the loudest ovation? Now, you're probably thinking maybe LeBron, maybe Steph Curry, maybe Kevin Durant, somebody like that. No, the person that got the loudest standing ovation for the entire NBA All-Star Weekend, which I won't talk about, because I didn't actually watch the game. I saw video clips, and I heard the slam dunk contest was horrible. I don't want to waste too much time talking about that, because everybody's got it. How can they fix it? Do they need to get rid of it? So I'm not going to go there. But it's been a problem. There's a lot of ways to deal with it. But guess who got the loudest cheers at the NBA All-Star Game on Sunday? No, it wasn't anybody in the NBA, current active player, not even a retired player with all the iconic legendary stars. It was President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. They got the loudest cheers, the loudest ovation at the All-Star break. And shout out to President Obama. The brother's just naturally cool, just got the swag, got the charisma, got the personality, and it's effortless. He don't even have to try to be cool. It's just, I'm just being Barack. Or his friends in Hawaii call him Barry. I'm just B. In Chicago, we would call him B. What up, B? That's Barack, President Obama, Barack being B. He was just being B with Michelle. And of course, Michelle, because Michelle's actually the native from the south side of Chicago. So, she got that south side of Chicago energy on full blast, but it's with class and decorum and style. And we didn't see pictures of her genitalia like we did this current person. Yeah, Melania's gonna catch strays, and they dogged Michelle Obama and said all kind of horrible things. And we know what the asshole did. I talked about that, putting Michelle and Barack's head on the picture of an ape. But she married to a woman that had her little kitty cat cootie for the world to see, for the whole world to see. While your husband, alleged pedo, would actually found liable, so there's no speculation, found liable of sexual assault. And sexual assault, found liable. It still hadn't paid E.G. and Carol this money. He owes her tens of millions of dollars. But anyway, I'm not gonna make this about Orange Hill. We know what ironically, it is President's Day, but I wanted to shout out President Obama because really, for me, number one on the list, didn't own our enslaved ancestors, so he didn't own slaves. No kind of scandal at all. No sex scandal. His name is nowhere in the Epstein files. You didn't have nobody, and you know if there was any dirt, come on, y'all. Y'all know how bad they hate. Woo, they had it. They hated Barack, man. They come out like, oh, and this MAGA cult and these races, woo, they had a hard on for Barack Obama. You know, if they could have paid somebody to lie and claim that she was pregnant by Barack or he raped her, and they couldn't even pay nobody to lie on Barack. That's when you know your game is tight. That's when you know your shit don't stink. When you were squeaky clean. When they couldn't even, they tried, but they couldn't even make up no dirt. They couldn't find nobody to pay enough money to lie on President Obama and say, yeah, he was on Epstein Island. They couldn't do it. You know, juxtaposed to your man, Orange Hitler, who I saw a picture on social media. You all may have saw it, so he was at some party without that orange makeup. He looked like a ghost. I mean, we know he's pale, but he looked, you know what? He looked like a cadaver. He did. If you didn't know better, this dude doesn't look, it's like he looks like he didn't have any blood in his body. I mean, I shouldn't laugh because he looked sick. He looked like, it was almost like if you would have imagined if somebody was laying in a coffin with their eyes open, but they had deceased, they were dead, but they kept their eyes open, but the embalmers didn't put no makeup on, because this dude, I'm sure you've seen the picture. He is like pale as a ghost, and he just look. Karma's real. Karma's real, and you know, she's a slow bitch, but she'll eventually show up. So I think she may not be in the Oval Office or in the presidential bedroom, but she's in that White House. She's in the White House. She is in the building. Yes, she is. Karma is in the building. She is in the White House. Oh, just working her way. She hears voice. Remember, she's slow now, but she's gonna show up. So she showed up. So gonna show up in person. It's gonna be something special. So big shout out to President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. As a matter of fact, the Presidential Library that's in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, Jackson Park neighborhood, southeast side of Chicago near the lake. I think it's going to be opening up officially, in about a month or so. We'll keep you. Got to try to get some of them on the show. I really do. So once again, big shout out to everybody watching me live. Don't forget, the show is interactive. Once again, I'll keep saying that. Let me know who you are, who's watching, and where you're watching it. You even make up a name if you got to. That's okay. You can have like a little surname, a stage name, a pseudonym, a pen name. It's all good. Let me know where you're watching. If you want me to shout somebody out, if you got a question for me, or if you got a comment, I want to hear what you got to say. Speaking of comments, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below. You can do that for me right now. It's important for the algorithms, you know. You got to freak them algorithms and let them know. The Geno Jones Show, it's the baddest show in the entire galaxy, solar system, universe. We're doing this thing right here. Just imagine. Think of the Tonight Show with Malcolm X if he was alive. Like if he was living, and if you took Malcolm and had him be the executive producer for the Tonight Show or Stephen Colbert, then that's the vibe of the show. All right, speaking of presidents or somebody that, let me back up. Speaking of people who say that they haven't ruled out running for president. Now, I really, if I have a critique or if I have something, if I come for somebody, if there's a criticism, or if I don't just call people out, I call behavior out and I call lies out. Or as the kids say, cap. I'm calling cap, that's the word for a lie or bullshit. I do call that out. Listen, the philosophy of this show, tell the truth, as Gene Jones told me. She's the genie. Tell the truth, shame the devil. So that's what we do here. Now, you've heard me talk about Stephen A. Smith, who's this speculation, and you've seen the headlines. Stephen A. Smith says he's going to run for president. He's like, well, I'm not going to run. But then somebody asked him, he said, I'm paraphrasing, I have no desire to run for president. But then they say, so that means, are you completely ruling it out? And he's like, well, no, I'm not ruling anything out. But if I do win, I just want to be on the debate stage. Okay. But then so I got to shout out my friends on Urban View. I shout them out all the time. The folks that on Sirius need to send me a check. They need to cut a sponsorship. But I shout out Urban View, channel 126. If you get, you can get that Sirius XM app. Y'all, Sirius XM. Somebody please do a screenshot of this, clip this video, send it to the folks at Sirius, because I need to invoice you all. But I'm always going to big up my friends at Urban View channel 126. It is just an amazing channel from everybody. Shout out to my sister Karen Hunter, my Taurus sister, and everybody else, Dr. Greg Carr and Lamont, and Larry Daniel Favors and Clay Kane, and even shout out to Reverend Al Sharpton. That's my dude right there. So Shauna Renee, so she's on by herself on Sirius XM in the mornings, Monday and Tuesday, and then Dr. Greg Carr and Lamont come on, and then Shauna Renee joins them sometimes Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So anyway, Shauna was on by herself today, Shauna Renee. Shout out to the ancestor, her dad, Joe Madison, who was really the person that put Sirius XM, iconic Hall of Fame radio broadcaster, talk show host, who became an ancestor about a little over a year ago. So the subject of Stephen A. Smith came on about running for president. It's like, okay, dude, I'm not knocking the hustle, but you have clearly shown us that you have chose to check over the culture, trying to play both sides against the middle. Well, the Democrats are this and then, but he's been a little chummy with Orange Hitler, and I get it. And Stephen A's been very open and honest. I'll give him credit. His goal is to make as much money as he can. And, that's most people's goal. Now, how you make it, how you play the game, what you got to do, but I'm not going to choose, because I could have done it here. If I have to choose between the culture, my community, and a check, and if I have to kind of sell out the culture, the community, or, come for the community or the culture in a way that makes white people feel comfortable, or that makes them say, yeah, I agree with that. Look, I've been in media as long, if not longer, than Stephen A. All right, I've been really since college, early mid 80s in college. So, but here's the point. What was ironic, I guess there was some Stephen A. Smith fans, or maybe Steve was listening, Stephen A. was listening, had his boys call, I don't know. But I've heard a couple guys, one guy named Leroy, I remember his name, because he was like, well, why is it that we, and black people, we don't support Stephen A. Smith? And with shout out to Shauna Renee, Shauna was just calling out the bullshit. And she just quoted some of the things that Stephen A. Smith has said or has been written publicly. Quotes. He said, hey, I know how to make, or my goal, I'm paraphrasing, my goal is I know how to make white people a whole lot of money. Which in turn makes him money, a lot of money, at ESPN, owned by Disney. I get that, but this whole, this whole talk show thing where you get into politics, and then, we see you chummy with, with the races over there at the Fox Propaganda Channel, Sean Hannity, and, Bill O'Reilly. So, dude, Newsmax. So, I get it. Your goal is to get as many viewers to watch you on ESPN's First Take, and I get that. So, you don't want to piss off MAGA too much. You want to try to make it seem like, like like the fair and balanced bullshit at the Fox propaganda channel. What is it? Straight shooter. That's the name of a book of his. I'm a straight shooter. I tell it like it is. I criticize both sides. Now, but black people, we are real good. We are real good bullshit barometers. We can see, smell, and taste bullshit in the air. And we watch you, Stephen A. We watch you enough, and we see your clips, and we know when you playing this game to where, like he really caught a lot of heat for some really really shady shit he said about Jasmine Crockett. But it wasn't even a valid criticism, not at all, because she takes no and you would think, because it's a similar energy that Jasmine Crockett has, that Stephen A. Has, or it comes across on camera. I'm gonna tell it like it is, and I'm gonna speak truth to power. That's the narrative that Stephen A. has sold. But then you only speak truth to certain power, and certain power you kind of back that ass up, like the Juvenile song. Back that ass up. You ain't a bad motherfucker. Back that ass up. So we see that. We see you when you do that, man. And people have been calling it out. And then when you really went hard at Jasmine Crockett, but we don't see you jumping up on the table criticizing Orange Hitler and all this inhumane, racist, misogynist, sexist bullshit that he says and does. So people are calling the bullshit out. And even before Jasmine Crockett, like I said, because you've been kind of chummy with Orange Hitler, and I get it. You want to get you want to get everybody to watch you on First Take. You don't want to piss off the white folks, even the racist white folks. Quiet as kept. You don't really want to. Now, you'll call out racism on occasion, and you've supported HBCUs. You went to HBCU, but come on, man. The bullshit ain't nothing. That's what we say on the south side of Chicago. The bullshit ain't nothing. And people are going to call you out when they see you, when they see the bullshit, and when they hear it, and when they see you trying to play both sides against the middle. And basically, Shauna Renee was telling that to this guy. So it wasn't that, black folks are not supporting. Listen, black people support other black people more than any other group on the planet. 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. 80% of black men voted for Kamala Harris. Hell, black people support a lot of white people more than other white people. By percentage, Hillary Clinton got about the same percentage of the black vote, about 90+ percent of black women, about 80+ % of black men. So, man, miss us. We will always vote for humanity. It's everybody's humanity. We knew that all this, we knew about Project 20. Listen, Project 2025, that's the same playbook from really 1619. Since our ancestors have been enslaved here in America. From the original Constitution that said Africans were 3/5 human, and women, the word woman was nowhere in the original Constitution. Not even one time did the word woman appear. These founding fathers, who were all enslavers, Thomas Jefferson, Sally Hemings, who at the time was property, but she was a human, and she was a child, a teenager, who he impregnated. So, he raped her. This wasn't consent. A teenager, a grown-ass man. And then he got turned out, fell in love, and moved to Europe, France, I believe. So, just we as black Americans, and for the most part, black people across the diaspora, all right, we vote in America. Black Americans have always voted for everybody, because the civil rights that were enshrined on paper, because even after the laws were passed, we still had to deal with racism, especially in the South and still to this day. But those civil rights laws, you know who benefited from them? The Latino brothers and sisters, Asian American brothers and sisters, and white women. The biggest beneficiaries of affirmative action were white women, not even black women, wasn't black people. So when black Americans, when the rights that we fight for is for everybody to be treated with dignity and not deal with all this bigotry and hate and throwing the misogyny and sexism and patriarchy. So when black folks come up in America, everybody else comes up. Because these civil rights laws, they protect the rights not just for black people, even though they are specifically targeted to black people, because America has systematically created laws on paper to oppress, to enslave and oppress and deny opportunity for a whole race of people. Well, one race, the Native Americans, you virtually killed all them off. You engaged in genocide on them. Even Hitler had to learn how could he put hatred and bigotry and racism, how could he come up with a system legally? What does that shit look like? What do I need to write down? Hitler sent one of his own Nazi lawyers to the University of Arkansas in 1933 to study America's Jim Crow laws, because he's like, well, wait a minute, y'all got this Constitution and all men are created equal, but then you got these Jim Crow laws that can oppress this whole race of people and deny them opportunity and take away their humanity. Oh, I'm trying to do this with these Jews in Germany. Wait a minute, you need to go over there. Go to that law school in America at the University of Arkansas. You need to pull up all these. We need to copy and paste. That's what Hitler, in essence, said. We need to copy and paste America's Jim Crow laws, copy and paste them in Germany, and just change the title and call them the Nuremberg laws. And then the folks in South Africa, the Dutch said, hold my beer, or hold my diamond. We're going to copy and paste the same Jim Crow laws, put them on a sheet of paper in South Africa, change the title, and call them apartheid laws. So anyway, I know I got off originally, but my whole point is that, Stephen A., you got a right to run for president. And for all those that support Stephen A., it's America, you got a First Amendment right to support whoever the hell you want to support, or not. But just especially to all the black men, all the brothers just watching the show, send them this clip. All right? We gonna call, as the kids say, we gonna call cap when we hear and see, when we know you playing a game, when you're trying to play both sides against the middle, when we know you're lying. The same energy that you brought to the criticism that you had for Jasmine Crockett, a black woman, we need to see that same energy for Pam Bondi and Orange Hitler and the rest of these dudes. If you want to play in this political arena and you claim you want to run for president, he said, well, I'd probably run as a Democrat, because no, dude. Just stay on First Take, because I get it a lot. There's a significant number of people who run for president who have no intention of winning. Even if there's a remote, that's not their goal. Their goal is to raise their public profile, which will allow them to get more money as a speaker. They write books. It will expand their public profile. It'll make it larger, which means that they can charge more and they can command more money. I'm not knocking the hustle, but game recognize game. Game respect game. And game gonna call out bullshit. If it's game, then own it. Say, hey, it's game. I'm playing this game here to get this money. So I ain't gonna always be down with black folks, because at the end of the day, I might love black folks, but I love money more. Now, Stephen A. may not have said that publicly, but his behavior, his actions and behavior has shown that. He ain't the only one. Snoop showed it. Nelly showed it. 50 Cent showed it. Whole bunch of folks. Luda almost showed it until he got checked. And folks is like, yo, really, Luda? You going on this little MAGA tour? Really? Nelly, he still got his ass out there. So going over there, do you? But we always gonna keep an eye on you, so we're not gonna look at you the same. We don't hate you. We wish you all the success. I wish you continued success at ESPN and First Take, because eventually them colonizers will get tired of your ass. And I guess he realizes that. That's why he's trying to make this transition. But don't play with black folks. Don't play in our face. Don't play no game. Don't try to, or to use Conway Jones is one of his many pearls of wisdom. Don't try to put black folks in the trick bag. You're not gonna put us in the trick bag. Not at all. Not gonna fool us. Just be real with it. What did Tony Braxton say? Just be a man about it. Just be real with it. All right, thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. Yes, you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live. Now, my normal days and start times, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Now, this week, no live show. On Tuesday, February 17th, no live show. On Friday, February 20th. So the next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be on Wednesday, February 18th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 4:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. All right, so once again, like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody to subscribe to the channel. Please share and tag this episode on everybody's social media platform. Be sure to share and tag and copy and paste this link on Stephen A. Smith's platforms. All right, everybody. And, copy and paste or tag my folks at SiriusXM Urban View. Shout out to Karen Hunter and all the crew. Like I said, from Dr. Greg Carr and Lamont King, Larry Daniel Favors, and Clay Kane. Shout out to Reese Throwy. I ain't forgot you, my sister. And the good Reverend Al Sharpton. This is my guy. All right. Because I'm 10 toes down supporting what they do. So, and I appreciate your support. Spread the word, all right? If you like, by the way, the Geno Jones Show, brought to you by Mayor Shardell Murray, the town of Hollywood, South Carolina, and Murray's Mortuary, 3 locations here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area, Hollywood, South Carolina, Johns Island, South Carolina, and North Charleston and Murray's Mortuary. Big shout out to Mayor Murray, who you will see on the show by the end of the month. She's got a big event coming up. She's got a lot of big events coming up, so you will be seeing Mayor Murray and people from her administration on a regular basis. She's doing a great job as mayor out in the town of Hollywood, South Carolina. All right, if you would like to be a sponsor, like Mayor Shardell Murray and the town of Hollywood, South Carolina, Murray's Mortuary, I would be honored to have you as a sponsor or advertise on the Geno Jones Show. Now, you can reach out to me, Zelle or Cash App. Now, if you want to use Zelle, real simple, use my email address, Geno Jones Show, Geno Jones Show @gmail. You got that? I'm pointing. This is how you spell my name. Now, no amount is too small or too large. Or you can Cash App, $Dad G Jones. All one word, $, capital D, lowercase a d, capital G J, lowercase ONES, $, Dad G Jones. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out, the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area. Man, on Instagram, just check him out. He is the master barber's master barber. He is the hair. He should have like the PhD in hair. So check him out. Kel B Cutting Up. KELBECUTTINUP. I'm gonna start calling him Dr. Markel, Dr. Kel, Dr. K, Dr. Kel, Dr. Bailey. All right, and Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her and her Lexi Jones collection out on IG, Instagram, lx.ncl_. lx.ncl_. All right, we'll see you live. Once again, remember, the next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. However, you can check out the Geno Jones Show anytime you want to. All of my episodes from all 5 years right here on the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. You can watch them anytime you want, 24/7, 24/7, 365 days a year, right here on the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. I love you. We'll see you live Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
When Geraldine and I tell our girls about growing up in the 80s and 90s, it's like talking about a whole different planet. We used to play outside till the streetlights came on. We drank straight out of the water hose, ran everywhere, explored, got lost, got hurt, busted our knees, our heads, and our butts. Nobody knew where we were, what we were doing, or who we were with. I'm Chris Jones. I'm a rocket scientist, a minister, and a girl dad. And I have a theory about why childhood and everything else feels different now. Because gravity hasn't changed, but the price of a trip to the hospital has. Blue jeans, Jordans, gas, groceries, and health insurance. Everything is more expensive, and it's scaring us out of risk, innovation, and the joy of life itself. It was more affordable to fall, to fail, to get back up. And our parents trusted America enough to let us run free. Bankruptcy was for gamblers and crooked real estate developers, not middle-class families, not teachers, not cancer patients. I'm running for Congress because the fall of the American working class wasn't an accident. It was a political decision. Meet my congressman, French Hill, the most powerful banker in America. He's my opponent, but he's your problem too. He chairs the Financial Services Committee and fights anything that looks like consumer protection. The law to limit overdraft fees to $5.
This is a change that could save American households $5 billion in overdraft charges every year.
French Hill killed it. Yep, they even found a way to make being broke more expensive. If there's anybody who's gotta go, it's him. I'm blessed. I studied hard, earned 2 degrees from Morehouse College, then 2 masters and a PhD from MIT. I married my best friend, who's a combat veteran and an ER doctor. God gave us 3 beautiful daughters, and along that journey, I earned the votes of 319,000 Arkansans who believe we deserve better. I have good news for you. You can still go outside till the streetlights come on. We call it organizing. Just you and a few friends fighting for your freedom, standing up for each other. We have 12 months to win this election. We have a poll that makes this a 1-point race and a grassroots organization that has been growing for 3.5 years. This district is full of fighters. We're doing the hard work, and we need you to join us.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.